Welcome to Basic Salvation Brief. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's been brought to my attention that I race through the Bible verses that I'm referencing, and I make it hard for people to follow along. The reason that I move along so quickly is because these briefs are only 4 or 5 minutes long, and I try to fit in as much information as possible. So to help simplify our Bible study, I'm going to list the verses that I've referenced in brief numbers 1 through 6, making it easier for you to follow along. In brief number 1, the verses referenced in order are Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 and verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 through 4. In brief number 2, we repeat 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 and 2. In brief number 3, we repeat 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 3 and 4. We also use Romans chapter 16, verse 25. In brief number 4, Ephesians chapter 3, verse 9, Colossians chapter 1, verse 16, 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 21 and 20. In brief number 5, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20, Revelation chapter 22, verse 19, Romans chapter 15, verse 8, Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, Exodus chapter 19, verses 5, 6, and 7. In brief number 6, Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. John chapter 1, verse 41. And Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, and chapter 2, verse 2. Those are all of the verses in order that I've referenced in my first 6 video briefs. You can reach me at basicsalvationbrief@outlook.com. Remember, I'm a sinner, and you've been briefed.